We're here in Falkirk to catch up with the Invincibles after their incredible season. They're now playing their football in the Championship and take on Hearts and Midlothian in the Premier Sports Cup this weekend. So we've been invited down to speak to their CEO, Jamie Swinney, and give you a behind-the-scenes look of what they've got on offer here at Falkirk Stadium. Jamie, thanks for inviting us here to Falkirk Stadium. I've got to take you back to last season, an incredible run. How special was that to be part of here at Falkirk?
Once in a lifetime. I mean, it will never happen again. We're the first club outside Celtic and Rangers to do it over an unbeaten season over 30 games, and that's over 130 odd years of association football. So it's an achievement we'll never see again. It really was. It was just the most special feeling and the most amazing thing to be part of.
After a few years in League One, how important was it last season that the club did manage to get back to the Championship?
Yeah, we were in last chance to win. We told the fans that as a fan-owned club it's important we always are honest and transparent. We told the fans the situation, which was if we did not get up last year, then we would have been forced to go part-time. Simply the economics in Scottish football don't allow you to stay full-time in League One season after season. It just doesn't work. So we had no other option. If we had not been promoted, we had no other option but to go part-time.
One person in particular that we've got to mention, the gaffer, John McGlynn. What's he like to work with? How special really is he?
He's absolutely obsessed with football. Absolutely. Him and Paul Smith are properly obsessed. They are a terrific management team. Absolutely terrific. The very, very best out there in terms of every detail, everything they do. It's a proper obsession. So, and they're phenomenal out there on the pitch, but they're also excellent in a man management capacity. And you see that players want to play for them. Players that have played them previously want to come back and play for them. They are so well liked by players. You look at the quality of the game that we play, the style. It's entertaining, it's exciting, we score goals. That's what you want. So they not only provide success, as we've seen, but they also provide a really, really good style of football.
As a big football fan, this is the coolest room of the lot. The kit room, loads of pieces of merchandise, the kits, the boots, and they're all getting ready for that big game against Hearts this weekend. Jamie, as stated today, you look around, you see a club that's on the way up, just promoted, but it hasn't always been that easy. Take me back, September 2021, when you joined the club. How difficult was that in the early periods?
Probably as hard as I could ever have imagined it, to be honest with you. I knew the club was in a difficult place, and probably not until I actually started the role realised how difficult that was going to be in that first 9 months to a year. The club was in a really, really bad place. It's worth stating that we had 5 or 6 really bad years. The final couple of years in the Championship, then relegation, then the COVID year, and it just, missing out in the playoffs the year before. It really was a difficult time for the football club, and I'm so glad that we're no longer in that phase.
Looking ahead now to this season, back in the Championship, but I just don't get the feeling that these fans are happy to settle in the Championship. What's success for Falkirk this season?
So we're only 34 games away from a double invincible season, so we're on course so far. No, I think success this year is most fans, and include myself in this one, want to see us compete towards the upper half of the league. I think we're good enough to be a playoff team. I do think we're good enough to be in the playoffs. I also think that on our day, we're as good a football side as there is in this division, and I think we'll do very well. Could we win the league? I wouldn't bet against us. I think it's a hell of an ask to go from League One to win the Championship, but I think we're good enough to be competing at the right end. But you're right, our ambition doesn't end here. This football club, when you look at the stats over all the years of Scottish football, this football club's between 9th and 10th in Scotland with regards to the number of points earned in the top league, the attendances over all that time. So in terms of the size of the club, in terms of the history of the club, we're about 10th in Scotland over the 100 odd years of Scottish football. So our ambition is to get back there, is to get back into that top league, it's to go and compete and not only just get there, but to then go and be sustainable there. You look at St Mirren and Kilmarnock getting opportunities to go and play in Europe, and you think we're every bit as big as those clubs, but they're there on merit. We now need to find our way of getting there on merit, and that's the next challenge. Is once we've consolidated in this league, can we go and take the next step?
I look around and I see the pitch behind me. If promotion was to happen, if it was this season, you have another year. If it wasn't, what's the plan with the pitch, and how does that make you feel that decision's been taken out of your hands about what surface you can play on?
If it was fundamentally just that decision, then you'd have to go through a proper consultation process. You'd have to go and actually do research. This decision was made with no due consideration whatsoever for the rest of Scottish football, no due consideration for clubs that were with the Premiership. It was made in 1 year by 12 clubs who happened to be in the Premiership in that one particular year. That's, from a governance point of view, that's not right. That's not the way we should govern Scottish football. It's not the way that decisions should be made. It should be a far more collaborative, and there should be far more time spent doing proper research to get to the right decision. Because what we know from this pitch is a fantastic football pitch. Is it as good as a top quality grass pitch? No. And that's the part that I would agree with. I think the highest quality grass pitch will always beat a high quality artificial. But that pitch out there is better than some pitches in the Scottish Premiership last season. In fact, better than a few of them. So we're now going to be punished for what is people looking at Kilmarnock's pitch, which is right at the very end of its lifespan, and the same with Livingston's pitch. That pitch is significantly better. So it's given us another challenge. I fundamentally disagree with how the decision was made. I don't disagree with the outcome if it was done properly with a proper transition phase. But we are who we are. This football club was punished previously. This football club won leagues in the past and was denied access to the Scottish Premiership or SPL because of not having a 10,000 seater stadium. And then a few years later, they then relaxed that and allowed clubs to now enter with a 6,000 seater stadium. So this football club's been punished in the past. We managed to overcome it, and we'll overcome this one.
This weekend, a huge game against Hearts and Midlothian here at Falkirk Stadium. Could you make a little cup run this season?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Hearts will go favourites. Understandable, they're a good side, big club. Rightfully, over the last few years, have been the third biggest club in Scotland, and it'll be a real tough game for us. But in my lifetime, I've seen us beat Hearts 3 times in cup competitions, including a famous 4-0 victory at Brockville. So I've seen it happen 3 times. I'd like to see it happen for a 4th. And I think on our day, we'll give them a really good game. I'm convinced that we'll be very competitive. I think it'll be a great game of football, cracking atmosphere. And for me, without doubt, the pick of the ties in terms of the round, it's a tie of the round, and we'd love to be in the quarterfinals.
Awesome. Jamie, thank you so much for talking to us, and all the best this weekend.
Thank you.